What's up, wonderful, beautiful people? Happy Wednesday and welcome to Royer's World. I am so glad that you have decided to join me on this evening for Poppin Topics. And oh my gosh, y'all, I got some topics for us. I am ready to shake the plane tonight. Now, listen, y'all know, like I said last night, I don't do the lives like that. I don't do them like that, okay? I'm normally over there down at the Chronicles of the Gray Hair Divas channel, stirring the pot, keeping the people going. But listen, tonight I am live over here in Royer's World as Auntie Diva is away on a temporary vacation, but she will be back by Friday. So welcome in the building. Let the people know we are here live and ready to talk, okay? I have dropped the link, so feel free to catch that link and come on in the building, okay? Well, listen, people, this is Royer's World. We laugh, love, and inspire, and we slap a little mess on the end. And we are not on the train, but on the plane. And I want you to get your ticket as we are boarding and preparing to take off. And what is your ticket? It is the like button, y'all. Hit that like button. Comment your thoughts and opinions down below in the comment section. And if you're not a subscriber, check out my channel. If you like what we got going on, hit that subscribe button and the notification bell on all. That way you see each and every time I post a video with you in mind. Well, people, the judgment is in. I have our docket ready, and tonight we got to talk about Jada Pinkett Smith. You know, Jada, she's been separated from her current husband Will Smith. She tells us since 2016. You know, this will explain, in my opinion, why Jaden filed for emancipation at 15. He wanted to get out of this messy house, this messy marriage. It would explain why Willow at 11 years old, after I whipped my head back and forth, after her whipped my head back and forth, she went into a depression and almost went crazy because her mom and daddy faking it for the world. We got to talk about it. We're going to talk about social media sensation Raeshonda and LaShonda. Listen, Raeshonda, she was, giving her wife the money to pay the mortgage, the rent, to pay the water bill, to pay the Wi-Fi, pay the bills. Well, come to find out, ain't no bills being paid. They got an eviction notice on the door and getting kicked out. Now, what happens when you can't trust the spouse to make sure they paying the bills? The next thing you know, we out on the street. She said her wife is scamming her. We got to get into it. And then last but not least, we got to talk about our Real Housewife of Atlanta, the original peach holder of the Atlanta girls, Miss Nene Leakes. Nene Leakes, she's back on the YouTube. She took our advice, people, and she's sharing, about her losing Greg and, trying to find another partner, and she don't have nobody to put down on her emergency contact. And so she thought that maybe she should just get with somebody. Nene, we're going to have a real conversation tonight, boo. Because I love you. And I want better for you. We don't want no random just to put down on the list for them not to even show up or answer the phone when they call. But we're going to get into it, people. We're going to get into it. And I see I got some people in the building. All right. Bianca, happy Wednesday. Thank you for coming through tonight. Savannah, 912. Thank you for coming through. I appreciate y'all. Best IBK, you always come through and help your brother out. I truly appreciate it. Sebastian, what's going on? Welcome to the building. In my opinion, hello. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Carol, thank you so much for coming. Sherry D, hello. Hey, boo. I believe I have dropped the link, so feel free to come through if y'all would like to. Nika, welcome to the building. Latasha, thank you for joining me tonight. Stephanie, thank you for popping in. I feel bad for Raeshonda. I do too, and we're going to get into it, okay? BJ D's, hello. Thank you for stopping through. I appreciate you. Dustin, what's going on? Welcome to the building. All righty. Well, y'all, we're going to get into this. And we got our first class riders here in the building. I'm going to drop the link again just in case anybody else wants to come in, so feel free. But here's our first class people on the first class for the plane tonight. Miss Felicia, what's going on? Nana Nita, welcome in the building.
Hey, Roy Aaron.
Hey. And Mr. Julius, the Deacon.
Hey.
Welcome.
Hey, everybody. Good evening. Good evening.
Good evening. I'm
Let's
so
get
glad that
thing
everybody has
flying.
decided to come in. Hey, Savannah. Hey, in my opinion. Hello. Oh, did I drop you down, Julius? I'm sorry.
I'm here. I just
Okay, I
switched
got
from my
Savannah.
phone to my
Hey, Roy Aaron. Hey, panel.
Hey, Savannah. Hey, Sebastian. Hey, Dustin. Hey, in my
Hey, y'all.
Hey, everybody.
Hey, everybody.
Hey, y'all.
Hey. Welcome into the building, everybody. Well, tonight we're going to get in. Hey, Sheila Mack, thank you for coming through. Listen, y'all let the people know over there that
Do we get peanuts and drinks on this flight?
Yes, you can. There are peanuts. There are drinks. We have full meals.
Can I say something real quick?
Give me one moment, Dustin. Give me one moment. There are free meals on the plane, so feel free to bring what you would like. Hey, Britt, welcome to the building. Thank you for coming through. I appreciate it.
I hope I get my salmon and grilled cheese then.
So let me explain what happened
Oh,
about
my
the
fried
videos, y'all.
chicken.
Let me talk about this Royer's kitchen, okay? So the other day when we were on Divas Live, I don't know if y'all noticed, but my laptop kind of fell over.
Yeah.
When it fell, I spilled a glass of wine on my laptop.
Oh,
All of my videos that are on that laptop are gone. So I'm going to have to re-record because I had episodes prepared and ready to drop and I was just editing, but now I got to go back and redo. So give me
And
time.
I still gotta come and steal me a salmon grilled cheese sandwich, I guess.
Yes. Dustin, I know you have something you wanted to say real quick. What's going on, buddy?
I want to say that everybody, tomorrow night I'm going to have a show every Thursday on the Juice Radio and Talk Show. So everybody going to go back and support. I hope so. I hope that I see everybody there.
okay.
Yes, come through, Dustin. That's what I'm talking about. Yes. It's always nice to have someone a part of the YouTube family coming in to do their thing. So, Dustin, you said tomorrow night.
We're going to have one to them. It's going to be with Juice, with Regina, and then it's going to be with Aaron from the Juice Radio and Talk Show at 6 o'clock. And I'm going to be there. It's going to be about 90 Day Fiance. It's one of my favorite shows, and we're going to start covering it every Thursday night. Every Thursday night at 6 o'clock.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Dustin, that's amazing.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
I hope I see everybody there. I hope I see everybody there tomorrow night.
We will be there. Congratulations, Dustin. I'm so proud that you're coming out and doing your thing. You know, it's hard to get up on these YouTube streets and, you know, give your commentary, but you generously do it every single time, and it is truly appreciated. So y'all remember to go over to the Juice Radio and Talk Show, hit that subscribe button, and make sure you hit the notification bell for tomorrow night at 6 p.m. for 90 Day. It's 90 Day Fiance, right?
Yeah.
Yes, 90 Day Fiance.
Season 10, episode 1.
Season 10, episode 1. Period, point blank. Thank you so much, Dustin.
Hey, Prince Royale.
Yes, ma'am.
Did you get it in my messages?
I did. Yes, I did.
Okay, I just want to make sure.
I was just getting ready to address that, and I was going to say thank you. So shout out to In My Opinion. She texted me and let me know that our girl, down, Miss Carly.
No, that ain't our girl now. Let's not say that. We threw her the trash bucket.
Straighten it out, in my opinion.
Carly Russell has been found guilty, you know, and
hallelujah.
Listen,
hallelujah to that.
The fight ain't done. Don't say hallelujah yet. The fight ain't over, okay? She appealing it.
Well, yes, but
She's trying to go to trial. She's trying to be
at the end of the day, she got hit with a guilty charge, and that will go down in record. The judge hit the gavel, and that was a decision. Now, it was reappealed, as In My Opinion said. We all know just because the case is reappealed doesn't mean that it'll be, you know, given the verdict that we are expecting or that that individual wants. But, you know, everybody is, you know, offered to do a fair trial. And so she feel like she didn't get this trial was fair. And this was not a jury's decision. This was a judge's decision. And she would like to go before a jury, if I'm not mistaken. Is that right?
Yep.
Yes, that's correct. She said she don't like the judge's decision, so now she wants to go to a jury trial, which will be held in Bessemer municipal courts.
You
Perfect.
might
When
be
is it?
swapping the devil for the witch.
When is it, in my opinion? For
They haven't
When is
set the
it?
date yet.
okay.
Okay. But
Is
yes,
she
in my
dumb or is
opinion,
she just
thank you so
stupid?
much for giving me that information.
Oh, she real dumb because she got 6 months on both charges, so she was
That's why I
real
say
dumb.
she might be
Wait, I thought
swapping
you
the
got a
devil
year.
for the witch.
I thought you got 1
It's
year.
it's 6 months on both of them,
Oh,
which
yeah.
means a year.
A
Okay.
year.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well,
She might
y'all, we're gonna get right into this. Mel, welcome into the building. I did just get a new computer. We're gonna leave that alone, okay? Auntie Robin, thank you
What
so
kind of
much
computer
for
did you
coming
get?
in.
No why by the computer.
Listen, Sheila Mack, thank you. Stephanie, thank you. Y'all, let's get right into this. We're gonna jump this off with Jada and Will. So if everybody can just mute their mics for me, give me a moment. We're gonna play a little video. I'm gonna read through this, and then we're gonna go around and give our thoughts and opinions. So Jada Pinkett Smith reveals she and Will Smith have been separated since 2016, exclusive. So I'm gonna just play a short little snippet of this clip, and then we'll get into the story, okay?
Right next to Will Smith. And when we met up with Jada in her hometown of Baltimore to talk about her candid new memoir, Worthy, she opened up about an issue that has been kept secret until now. There are so many surprising things in the book, but the thing that surprised me the most, that I actually had to reread it because I said, is this true?
Right.
Was that in 2016, you and Will decided that you were going to live completely separate lives.
Yes.
It was not a divorce on paper,
Right.
but it was a divorce. So from the year 2016, which is 7 years ago now,
Yes.
y'all have been apart.
Yeah.
But in
7 years, people. They've been apart, doing their thing, living their own separate lives. Jada Pinkett Smith reveals the truth about her relationship with Will Smith in an exclusive clip from her up-and-coming NBC News primetime special with Hoda. I'm not going to say her last name because I know I say it wrong every time, which will air on October 13th.
Hold a copy.
Baby, it's copy. It's copy.
Copy?
Copy, like the copy paper.
Okay,
Copy.
thank you. So with Hoda Copy, which will air on October 13th at 8 p.m. Eastern and on NBC, Pinkett Smith confirms that there's more to her marriage than she previously shared. According to Pinkett Smith, she and Smith have been separated and have lived completely separate lives since 2016, y'all. So take that in key note. They have lived completely separate lives, completely, since 2016, nearly 20 years after they married in 1997. Pinkett Smith details more about their relationship, both how it started and where it stands now in her up-and-coming memoir, Worthy, out on October 17th. So I'm going to get a copy of that book. I'm going to talk to Diva, and we're going to do a little recap if she is available. In the preview clip, Hoda asked Pinkett Smith for details about the marriage revelation in her memoir, which she says surprised her the most out of the book's many surprising things. While the two are still legally married, Pinkett Smith explained to Copy that she and Smith are no longer romantically together. It was not a divorce. It was not a divorce on paper, right? Pinkett Smith responded, but it was a divorce. Copy continues. Divorce, Pinkett Smith emphasizes. When Copy asked directly why the couple hadn't previously shared their relationship status, Pinkett Smith says it came down to just not being ready yet. Still trying to figure out between the two of us how to be in a partnership. In regards to how do we present that to people? We hadn't figured that out. Now, this is what I was stuck on. Why were we so concerned about presenting a relationship to the people that y'all were not even truly interested in being in, number one, and continuing, number two? Y'all were trying to figure out how to work together as people to keep this facade up. When Copy asked what led the relationship fracture, Pinkett Smith responded, why it fractured, that's a lot of things. By the time we got to 2016, we were just exhausted with trying. I think we were both kind of just still stuck in our fantasy of what we thought the other person should be. Pinkett Smith added that while she has considered a legal divorce, she has never been able to go through with it. I made a promise that there will never be a reason for us to get a divorce. We will work through whatever Pinkett Smith says. I just haven't been able to break that promise. Smith and Pinkett Smith longtime relationship has included headlines about Pinkett Smith's entanglement with singer August Alsina and ensuing joint Red Table Talk interview in 2020, as well as Smith slapped Oscar host Chris Rock after he joked about Pinkett Smith's hair in 2022's Academy Award. Smith also published a memoir in 2021, which touched on their marriage. During the Red Table Talk interview in 2020, Smith and Pinkett Smith addressed their marriage, as well as Smith's relationship with Alsina, or the entanglement, as she called it. At the time, Pinkett Smith and Smith confirmed that prior to her relationship with Alsina, they had been going through very difficult times. I was done with your ass, joked Will in the episode. Yeah, you kicked me to the curb, Pinkett Smith responded. We broke up. What we didn't know until now is that the couple never actually got back together. Smith and Pinkett Smith shared two children, 24-year-old son Jaden Smith and 21-year-old daughter Willow Smith. The Pursuit of Happiness actor also has a 29-year-old son named Trey from his previous marriage with ex-wife Sheree Zampino, I want to say it is. In her memoir, Pinkett Smith details the roller coaster ride from the depths of suicide depression to the height of personal rediscovery and the celebration of authentic feminine power. Per publisher Daystir Books, as well as her relationship with rapper Tupac, whom she met in high school. In Hoda's primetime interview with Pinkett Smith, she joins the Baltimore native in her hometown for a 1-hour special. You can follow along today.com starting at 8 p.m. on October 17th for real-time updates and special. So, when this all hit the airwaves this morning, I was a bit just behooved. I was definitely behooved because I was just like, okay, so what have y'all been doing all of these years? Because this is my real thoughts and opinion. I really don't feel like this marriage ever worked because Jada went into this marriage loving a dead man. Jada has always been very open about her feelings about Tupac and how that was her first love. She never really got over him. In 2016, 2013, Jaden Smith filed for emancipation. What was going on in 2013 that he just had to get out the house? Like I said earlier, Willow, she was going through depression. She said she was at her lowest low after her hit single, With My Head Back and Forth, and she couldn't understand why she was so low. Will Smith was hurt. Jada was hurt. The son, their oldest son, he done been through trauma. Will Smith is 55. You done slept with a man half his age. August Alsina is 31. This marriage is a mess. And my real question for the people tonight, would Jada Pinkett Smith be where she is today and who she is today if it wasn't for Will Smith? Did she use Will to get where she is now? I need some answers to my question. We're going to go around one by one. and we're going to get these your thoughts and opinions. And Felicia, I'm going to start off with you. Can you let me know? Do you think Jada will be someone without Will today?
Well, good evening, everybody. First off, Miss Pinkett is Miss Pinkett's very talented, and she's very resourceful, and she's smart enough to know who to connect with, who to sleep with, and who to marry. So yes, if it wasn't Will, it would have been someone else. I was looking through some of the data. So Jada is valued at about 50 million, and Will is valued at 350 million. So it would seem to me that Will would have preferred a separation in 2016 after the discovery of the adulterous affair versus a divorce, because it would have cost him, I believe, far more, California, than it would have cost her. She has always been, since that time, as we look back now, what she's saying today. So she's saying that they spiritually separated, that they physically divorced, meaning so the house was big enough, space is big enough, they're living separate lives under the same roof. And so this book, that damn red table that she should have burned down to the ground, and all of this confusion, I think, with the family has come from her not finding her way out of a situation that she chose to accept and that she created. So I'm not buying her book. And as much as I love you and Diva, you're going to have to read it to me. Between the two of them, they got $400 million. And I don't need to be investing in their foolishness, their fraud, and the lie that she's putting out around me, because she's got contacts. So she's going to get main media coverage. I wish her the best. I'm just not paying.
Well, Felicia's not paying for the book. And so Felicia, do you think that Jada, I don't know if you answered this or not, so I'm sorry if you did. Do you think that Jada would be who she is and where she is today without Will?
Absolutely. I said that she's smart, she's talented, she's resourceful. If she wouldn't have married him, she would have married another successful man that could have helped her to further her career and to accumulate that fine resume of hers. So yes, I do.
Thank you so much. Nana Nita, welcome to the building. Thank you for coming through. What are your thoughts and opinions on Will and Jada being separated the past 7 years? And then as well, the same question, do you think Jada would be where she is or who she is today if it wasn't for Will?
This is just a hot mess. Jada is I don't want to say a clout chaser, but she didn't want Will in the beginning. She was still stuck on Tupac. And the way that she disrespected him, because I was wondering, now how in the world a man gonna stay with a woman that disrespect him this much and they still together? Well, that explains it. They weren't together. And she just constantly disrespected him. And I think she had her own stuff going on with movies and all, but I still don't think she would be where she is today if it wasn't for Will. I think Will helped to push that name for her. And I'm like Felicia, as far as the book, I'm not giving them not one red dime, because to me, all this is publicity so that she could sell her book. Because she could have been told us all this stuff, but now that she got a book out and her memoirs, she wants somebody to buy the book. So she gonna tell out as much as she can to build herself up so that she can have a good book sale.
Come on, Nita.
I'm like Forrest Gump. Now that's all I got to say about that.
Period.
Come on, Mama Nita. Come on, Mama Nita.
And that's what it is. I totally agree. This is it's a publicity tour. We are pulling publicity stunts because, you know, she knows that she's ready to leave Will and she got to have some money to take with her, is my thought, my opinion. But Sherry D says, does Jada hate Will because she's constantly doing things to embarrass him? I have the same thought and opinion, Sherry. Love don't live there no more. That's all I can say, literally. Savannah, can I get your thoughts and opinions on Will and Jada? And do you think that Jada would be where she is today if it wasn't for Will?
Well, I am. My vote's going to be unanimous. I'm not going to buy the book or, participate in this publicity stunt either. To me, this has all been a lie from the beginning. I'm trying to figure out what the purpose is besides just selling books. Because if there is a little bit more of the interview online where she says that they still haven't been able to figure out how to communicate about the slap that took place at the Oscars, and she doesn't understand why Will did it, or what was his purpose of doing it, because they were already separated. So and I'm trying to it was confusing to me why she would say that. She continues to demasculate Will, and I'm just trying to figure out, did Will leave her or did she leave Will? Like, I don't believe anything that comes out of Jada's mouth. And I recall on one of her table talks where she talked about her wedding, or she talked about even going down the aisle, she was crying, but she chalked that up to pregnancy hormones because she was pregnant at the time. So um, I I'm tired of their lies, and I'm tired of their knowing their business and having it on media. And I won't be participating in the book or any of Jada's shenanigans either.
Yeah, Savannah, I don't think that there was ever anything for her to really, in my opinion, care for and love, because she always was very big in every interview that she has always pretty much done. She's always been very big on any time that Tupac has been brought up, that this was the love of her life. Like, how can you fully and wholly love someone else when you can't get over the loss of the love of your life? And as Auntie Robin pointed out so beautifully right here, that Jada and Tupac were never really a real couple.
True, because if I recall in the documentary of Tupac, I thought Quincy Jones' daughter was the love of Tupac's life. I didn't recall Jada. They talked about Jada being the love of his life, so I'm still confused why she's hanging on to the memory of a ghost. I'm so confused.
Yeah, I didn't get that either, especially, they just released that Tupac documentary that me and Diva reviewed earlier this year, and not one time was it said that Jada was one of the love of his life or any love of his life. So,
she's a gaslighter.
She was in a love by herself. Dustin, we coming to you. What are your thoughts and opinions on Will and Jada's being separated past 7 years?
It's hard for me. It's hard. I mean, I kind of seen it coming earlier, but I didn't really expect it. I thought they were still together, but nothing ever surprises me anymore in this day and age, because you never know when something's gonna pop up when you'll never expect it. So, that's what it don't really surprise me that this came out today, and I was really shocked about it. But whatever told her tune. I don't really like Jada Pinkett Smith. I'm not a big fan of her. So as long as she's happy, and that's all that matters to me, or really. But that just doesn't sit right with me. When she's been with him for a long time, and she's just now coming out with all this information. So come on now, come out with this information a long time ago. This is crazy to me.
It's crazy. It's crazy. And she just really thinks that continuing to drag this man across the coals in the social media streets is okay. But he ain't standing up and stopping it either. So
I don't think
it's someone allows.
But I don't think it's okay to just drag somebody down. It's just keep on dragging so much time like that. No, that's not okay in my opinion. No, thank you.
I totally.
Especially when you're not together with him anymore. I know she's still married legally on paper, but she's not with him no more. So why should she keep dragging him like that?
I agree with you, Dustin. Thank you so much.
And if you're gonna get a divorce, get a divorce legally. Get a divorce legally and get it done and over with. But just don't get one. You can get a separation, but later down the line, get a full divorce.
Thank you so much, Dustin. Sebastian, what are your thoughts and opinions?
Oh, it's gonna hit hard, but okay. Jada, I have 5 books already that I have read for this semester. That's already been a month and a half. I am not going, and I have 5 more to read. No, yours is not going to be part of it. I have too much on my plate already to deal with your BS. Ever since the whole entanglement situation, it has not been a month where I haven't heard something with Jada or Will Smith's name out of the media. I'm annoyed. And another thing is, people need to stop getting married, or we need to reform the way marriage is, because people use marriage as a joke. Marriage is not a joke. I have too many things to do than to listen or read her book, because she's probably going to do an audible too. I'm not with this. I'm not with this at all. Absolutely not. This is the most stupidest thing I have to hear every single day from the Smiths. I'm tired of it. I really am tired of it. You made that man go slap that other man, assault him on that stage, and y'all weren't even together. And another thing is, my mother tells me that Jada doesn't really have alopecia. My mother told me that. I think she does, though. I think she does. But my mother was like, Sebastian, I don't think she has alopecia. I think she's just faking that.
I'm going to leave that alone because I don't want to speak on anybody, what they may or may not have. I'm going to leave that alone. But yeah, I don't understand, Sebastian, and I'm quite frankly, I'm sick and tired of hearing it too. When I seen this today, I was just like, more lies, because I mean, we've kind of pretty much, in my opinion, these past 7 years have been kind of leading into a lie. But I'm just like, going kind of back and forth. And now it's just like, well, here's you can only run with a lie for so long before the truth catches up to you. And the truth is catching up to her. It's catching up. And I really think that she is tired of being in a marriage where she's unhappy. You can only be in a situation, a marriage, whatever, for so long before you really be like, okay, I cannot, before that depression and that anger and frustration and sadness, you can't do it. You just can't do it forever. It's just not realistic. Auntie Robin says Jada is worthy of being separated from, and I will have to agree with you, Auntie Robin. My sister Leo Aries, my Aries sister, what's going on, honey bun?
Hey, love, Prince Royer. Thank you so much for having me on the panel. Hey, y'all. How's the panel? How everybody doing? Okay, so I'm starting off with the friendly salutations because the plane ride is getting ready to go into a nosedive. Okay.
Come on.
Okay, everybody, please fasten your seatbelts. The oxygen mask will drop from the top.
Yes.
Please put your mask on before you try to put on anybody else's.
Oh, and the folks is about to be upset with me.
How you doing, Leo?
Hey, Dustin, how you doing, baby?
I'm doing good.
Okay, so I wasn't surprised when this came out because their relationship, from everything that I remember that's been going on with their relationship back in the days, they was talking about the people were saying, not them, the people were saying they had an open relationship because Will is the one that got caught 10 toes down, 10 toes up with Margot Robbie back in the late 2000s, no, the early 2010s, like 2012, 2013, something like that, in some movie that they had going on. So, to my understanding, their relationship has always been problematic from the very first time when she walked down the aisle. Like Juanita said, she was crying then. So this thing that everybody had relationship goals for Jada and Will, it's not a real thing to me because they never was that. They was always public facing. They was always public facing. And let's be honest. They never said they was the go-to couple. They never said they love was everything and it was rainbows and stars and everything was about them. They never said that. The only thing they ever did was smile in front of the cameras.
Amen. Even when she was doing Nurse Jackie, she got with Mark Anthony.
And so I'm just not here for the dragging of the woman, because what I understand is a marriage is based on two people. If she was so sorry to be with, then he should have divorced her. He had the coins to do it. He had the coins to make it happen. But the thing about it is, Will was not the big superstar that he is now when they got married in 1997. Because what I remember in 1997, because I was a full-grown woman in 1997, Will Smith was considered a cornball. Yes, he was considered a cornball. Parents just don't understand the floppy hat, doing all this extra comedy on the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. Us hardcore women that used to wake up in the morning and chew nails did not see it for Will Smith like that until after he did Bad Boys. He was considered a straight cornball. Put your corn in the ball and put it in a bowl and put it up to the camera. He was straight corn. So when she married him, he was not the dude that he is now, for one. And for number two, I will say this. As a child who has witnessed parents who are married that ended up living separate lives but still remain married and never got divorced, this happens in a marriage. My parents had separate rooms. They lived a separate life for several years. And they probably now been married for like 52 years. So this happens in a marriage. It is not to say that these people can't decide, okay, they had enough and they need to start fronting for the cameras and go head on and get divorced. They need to stop lying. They public people doing what public people think public things. I mean, the lies come with having a public life and being in the public. Now she got a book to sell. Now she really ready to put out the dirty laundry. Is it unbecoming? Is it unseemly? Is it tactless? Yes, it is. But it was a discussion that had between Will and his wife. Jada had this discussion with him before this was all put out.
Come on, tell it.
So I'm not of the mindset of when couples been together a long time, in my opinion, they end on the foolery together. They end on it together. It is not a one. Now, when they first get married, like y'all say, Krishan and all these Blueface and all that foolery they got going on, didn't we finally realize that they was in on the foolery together? Yes, Jada and Will are both in on the foolery together. They public people. Would Jada have been famous would she been as famous as she is now? Would she have been without Will? Yes. Yes, she would have. Because in the early 90s, she was that girl. She did Set It Off. I used to love the movie Low Down Shame. That used to be my joint.
Low Down Dirty Shame.
That used to be my joint. I had that on VHS.
Don't forget about Kingdom Come. You can't.
Yes, that used to be my joint. So we're not gonna make like the girl wouldn't have made it. She would have made it. If she would have had to marry her a whole nother Hollywood man, she still would have made it. She still would have made it. That's all I got. I'm so sorry, y'all. Y'all can take your oxygen masks, off now. I'm sorry.
We level, yeah, we back at level playing field, so we're okay now. Thank you so much. But you made some really good points. Some things that I didn't think about, Aries. I think I struggle, and this is just not a Jada thing. This is a relationship thing to me in general. When you have infidelity in the marriage towards you, and you find issue with that, why stick around? Why continue to stay, especially when you know this is something that's not going to stop and that there is a pattern of this? Why stick around? But as you said, Aries, they were both in this together. They made these decisions together. And so they're both kind of falling out in the fallout of it all together.
Together.
So we'll see where this goes. So going forward, Savannah 912 says if they've been separated since 2016, they celebrated their 20th anniversary in 2017, and he wrote her a long letter calling her his queen and how he is devoted to her. You know, the people love to put the stuff on social media, but behind closed doors, not be too serious
There's a whole
about
other
it.
thing going on.
Mm-hmm.
And I want to say this. I want to clear up my mom and daddy name. Okay, they did that for a few years, but they yes, child. Let me clean it up. Let me clean it up. Lord have mercy. They did that for a few years in the early 2000s, I believe, but then they back together. They got back together maybe about 10 years ago. But this, you know, hey, things happen in a marriage. What can I say?
What can you say? Keeping Copeland says, I wonder if Chris and Will had a boys' conversation and Chris knew they were over, so he thought it was fair game to go after her and how he did. Maybe so. Maybe so. My screen jumped around, so I'm gonna go to in my opinion because I know we haven't heard from you, Honey Bun. So let us know what your thoughts and opinions on this 27-year marriage.
I'm about to crash your plane, Prince Royal.
So we need to bring our mask down again.
Yeah, you need to hold on tight. Get your life jackets for this one.
People, fasten your mask before you try to help somebody else. Go ahead, girl.
Jada Pinkett is a liar and a drug addict. Okay.
Allegedly.
Well, no, it's not allegedly. She said it. She said she tried ayahuasca and she gave it to the kids because she felt like she was in a depressed state. So, what kind of mama giving their kids ayahuasca? She is a liar. Okay, Jada has been lying for years. She has lied to everybody she come in contact with. She lies to her babies. She lies to her husband. She lies to the media. She lied to herself. And I need her to get off her soapbox, dust herself off, and be a real woman about it.
Be a real woman, as in my opinion said.
Sorry, Roya.
Oh no, you good. You are good. Julius, have I come to you yet?
No.
Go ahead, sir.
Over and over again. It's always something but her striving to be in the spotlight. Striving. Like, girl, I'm sick and tired of knowing what goes on in your damn bedroom. But still, I'm sick and tired of it. Listen, the deacon is unfiltered tonight. I am tired of knowing their bedroom life. I am tired. Like, come on. You know you've been separated a whole lot longer than 2016. That's just the number that you're just putting out there just to make yourself look better. Miss me with the foolery, because then what about all the open relationships in the late early 2000s and stuff like that? Miss me with the foolery. What about the Trice when he was on the nurse show that she was on with Mark Anthony? Because I heard that they was doing a little something, and that's why him and J-Lo got divorced. So we're going to talk about that? Girl, bye. You do not want to take responsibility. You don't want to take nothing. You always want to put it on Will and things like that. Nah, you're 50 something years old, woman up, own your stuff, and that's that. I said what I said.
He said what he said, period, point blank. Qing J, thank you for coming through. She says, I wonder if they had a prenup and there was something in there regarding the financial consequences of divorce, because it would be so easy for either of them to just end it. That is a great thought. I wonder, and you know what? I was thinking about that earlier too, and I meant to say something. I wonder if there is a prenup. But as Leo pointed out a few minutes ago, Jada, was at the top of her game when she got with him. So, I mean, and Will was, pretty much there at the top of his game as well. So, was there really a need for a prenup, being that they were kind of on the same playing field, if you may?
And I love how she gaslighted, not trying to break a promise. Will was consistent in saying he didn't want to get divorced again after his very hard divorce from Sheree. So stop with the gaslighting. You knew what the expectation was. You didn't go into it unwillingly. You went into it like, girl, bye.
Savannah 912, I agree with you on this. And this does not mean that Will is innocent. He hasn't done his dirt, but he hasn't put their business out there for conversation. And I think that's what kind of bothers me with Jada, is that every single time we turn around, you're exposing y'all's relationship in this man, like, continuously. The one time that she exposed herself is when the whole August Alsina stuff came out. But the only reason you exposed yourself is because the people in the streets dragged you down for sleeping with August Alsina. That's the only reason that you addressed it. But had it not been for that, personally, I don't think she would have addressed it.
And August Alsina is the one that put it out there because he was all in love.
He did. Who am I? Auntie Robin?
Hey. Okay, so before I make my toxic comments, I do want to say one thing. Roya, I love you. And I also want to just take a moment to really acknowledge a lot of people who are in the chat, who I have come to know in chats, love and adore, appreciate. Hey, my good sis, Michelle GM. All right, so those are the niceties.
I just want to say something to Robin real quick. I appreciate you always being. I always appreciate you always being there, Robin. So, I love you too.
I love you, Dustin. You are so special, and you're kind of like taking a bit of like this thing out of the nastiness I'm about to say. But no, I'm gonna be nasty. Let's go here. I believe that Jada Pinkett Smith is a B-list actress who is on a continual campaign for her lifetime award because for whatever the BS that she is spewing. She ain't nothing. She ain't about nothing. She is gaslighting all of us. Cannot stand her. And she has alopecia as much as I'm a white woman. Don't believe anything about her. Let's be clear. Okay, this is where I'm supposed to say nice.
Yes, I am here for it. Yes.
So, I am interested in how people like Jada have been able to capitalize and corral us in the public to her issues, areas, problems, and what she perceives as her probably triumphs. I do not listen. If I was related to Tupac Shakur, I would like roll up on her, grab her up by her neck, and tell her, keep my person, my family member's name out your mouth. She has been living on the lie of what she presents as a mutuality of affection, love, and whatever else she wants y'all to believe about her and Tupac. Can she stop? Listen, we know that she is married to Will Smith. We also know that she has a penchant and a desire for being acknowledged by the public. So that's what makes her different. What she needs to do is shut the hell up, sit in a corner, knit or something else. I cannot personally stand her because you know what? She does not contribute anything to society. I don't believe that she is giving. I don't think that we're learning anything about her, about anything by and from her. So what the kids say, she need to kick rocks.
Kick rocks. Quinning J says sometimes folks will try to get over by telling their version of the story first. Could be what Jada's doing, and that's what I think she's doing. She's trying to.
What is a version? Why do we keep hearing about her and Tupac? Tupac never. I hate that about her. I hate that about her. I believe that she's a stain on his legacy. I think that she is attaching herself to this star who was risen, and you know what? He will never be as high as he could be because she's like an albatross that's pulling him down. And I stand Jada Pinkett Smith. And Will is a punk.
Say it again, please. Say it again.
Let the church say amen.
Amen.
Period. Point blank. Nina, Nita, did you already went,
Amen.
right?
Okay. Yes, I've already went.
Perfect. Sherry D said B-list, more like C-list. Fresh Strawberry says breathe, Miss Robin. Excuse me. In my opinion, said crash and burn. I know that's right, because that was definitely a crash and burn moment. But Auntie Robin, you spitting the truth. I heard nothing but facts this whole time. Queuing says, I can't wait for the body language, guys. Break that video down. Yes, I cannot wait until I want to say they said October 13th is when that will be released on NBC. I'm going to watch. And, you know, Wendy Williams, my girl, my auntie, she was big on the body language. So I'm definitely going to be watching the body language. Y'all hit the like button.
Save your coin for that book, okay, Royale? It's better stuff you can buy.
Well, there you go. Hit that like button for me, y'all. We got 38 people watching and 30 likes. I need 8 more people to hit that like button. Thank you so much. Y'all, I do not know what's in the foreseeable future for Jada and Smith and Will, but I hope that
Can I say what I think?
One moment. I hope that they can come to a mutual understanding and that Jada can just stop telling all the business and just let everybody be at peace. Everybody go their separate ways and move forward. Enough damage has been done to the family. Enough damage has been done to yourselves. Enough damage has been done to the children. And now we got the whole world, because some people really were looking up to this marriage. There are some people who were out here looking up to them. And now, you know, because of y'all been lying to the people. And now the people are like, well, what the hell do we, you know, what example do we have for those who were looking up to them? So hopefully, you know, they can move forward in a positive way and everybody can get some therapy and some healing so that growth can happen going forward. And we can let go of the past and move towards the future. Dustin, I know you have one more thing to share. What you got to say, my boy?
I want to say this. I see a final divorce in the making. I see a court divorce. That means when I say a court divorce, I mean a finalized in the public and anywhere. I don't think
just in your mouth to God's ears. I hope the same thing.
I hope to.
Yeah. Shirley says, let's hope Will is divorcing her and she's doing she's doing all of this crap trying to savage her reputation. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe Will is getting ready to file for divorce and she's trying to, you know, be on the bigger end of the stick for this. Maybe that's what's going on. But you know, sending thoughts and prayers out to their family and hoping for, you know, a positive outcome with all of this mess going on. We're going to move on to the next topic, you guys. Now, I don't know if you know who Raeshonda and Pastor LaShonda Lockhart are, but they are specifically, Raeshonda is a social media sensation. She has a clothing boutique out in Louisville. And, you know, she was out here doing her thing. she's really big on the both of them are really big on the TikTok as a couple, but Raeshonda is specifically big on Instagram, sharing her little moments. She came from a background of homelessness with 4 children. She was in the army. And so she married, the love of her dreams. They were married for 7 years. Well, come to find out, Pastor LaShonda has been scamming Raeshonda this whole time. Okay? They had a home that they were renting. Raeshonda didn't know that LaShonda wasn't paying the rent until the notice was on the door for eviction. She gave her the money to pay, still didn't pay. The Wi-Fi wasn't paid. The water wasn't paid. The alarm wasn't paid. What are you going to do if your spouse is supposed to be paying the bills and you come to find out when y'all getting evicted? Let's get into this story. Eviction and disconnected Wi-Fi. Raeshonda Lockhart divorcing wife Pastor LaShondra Lockhart over finances. Adored TikTok couple Raeshonda Lockhart and wife Pastor LaShondra Lockhart are in the midst of a nasty divorce. This is playing out online. The viral couple have been married since 2017. However, Ray is now spilling all the tea on TikTok after she recently filed for divorce. While she initially tried to play coy about the reasoning behind the split, it didn't take long for the entrepreneur to reveal the truth. Among her issues with LaShondra, Ray says her wife squandered much of their funds and began going behind Ray's back, borrowing money from friends, despite them living a comfortable lifestyle on social media. LaShondra even alleged defaulted on a loan that Ray took out for her. According to the boutique owner, she noticed small bills such as the Wi-Fi and cable going unpaid from time to time. However, she said LaShondra would handle them immediately after seeing they'd been shut off. This is particularly why she didn't catch the signs that her wife was not managing their household properly. Things took a turn when the couple were evicted from their Kentucky home after LaShondra failed to pay the rent. When Ray confronted her wife about the eviction, LaShondra allegedly told her it was a mistake. Ray learned the truth after speaking with the leasing agent, only to learn that they were quite behind. Even after Ray sent LaShondra the funds to catch them up for the eviction, her wife wrote a check that ultimately bounced, which moved the process forward. After they were told to get out, Ray was hit with another blow after she learned the sewer and water bill was over 90 days past due. Here is Raeshonda. I'm just going to play this real quick clip just to kind of give a breakdown.
August 30th, I'm backing out of the driveway, me and Jayla. Jayla says, "Mama, what's that on the front door?" I said, "I don't know." We get out, go get it off the door. It's a fucking eviction notice on my front door. August 30th. Do you hear what I said? August 30th. No, I'm not. No, I'm not. No, I'm not lying. I call LaShondra and I say, "What the fuck is this on the door?" She said, "I don't know. It must be a mistake." No, we didn't buy this house. This house is rented. Okay? The house is rented by a Black couple and they follow us on social media. So how fucking embarrassing. How embarrassing. Okay? She says, "I don't know. It must be a mistake." Same day, we're leaving. I got two gigs. I got 2 gigs in Atlanta. that I got to go to. Labor Day weekend, right? My stomach.
So, y'all, for those of us, or for those of you who are married, and let's just imagine for those of us who are not, we come home, the eviction notice is on our door. We looking at our bills, we thinking our spouse or our partner is paying the bills, handling stuff. We don't realize everything falling apart until it's too late. What are you gonna do? Now, as I stated a little earlier, Raeshonda, she is a formerly in the military in the army. She went homeless after getting out of the army, which I think is just senseless to me because I feel like if you serve our country, you should be forever taken care of, in my opinion. Had 4 children from her previous relationship, got with Pastor LaShonda. She thought things were great. But this wife is scamming her. She's filed for divorce, and she wants LaShonda locked up so that this does not happen to anyone else. I'm going to start off at the bottom with Nana Nita. What are your thoughts and opinions on this? Nana, what you doing when you come home and your husband ain't paid the bills and you got the eviction notice on the door?
Oh, child, it's gonna be some soft singing and flower bringing. It's gonna be some problems, honey. Pay them bills, man. You supposed to pay those bills. And allegedly, from what I've been hearing on the YouTube streets, they have kicked her out of the church.
Mm-hmm.
She can no longer, pastor that church. So she's been frauding all along. And I just hate that she did this to this young lady because, people, they're just cruel. And then she just taking and not giving anything. And not only was she taking from her, she's taking from the church, the members of the church, and everybody else. So she's a fraud. Her butt need to go to jail. She needs to go to jail. So that's my opinion on that. But baby, you gonna pay them bills.
You gonna pay them bills.
I come home and eviction notice on my door. What you say?
It's time to fight. Those are fighting.
Homie don't play that. Homie don't play.
And then let me also share this as well about Raeshonda. Raeshonda had her first baby at 13. She graduated from college, from the Kentucky State University. She has overcome so much. And to see, opened up her own business. She started off on Facebook, just posting, fashion vlogs. Eventually, she reached up to 500,000 subscribers. She was able to open her first in-person office location in 2013, I want to say it was. And so this is the thanks that she's gotten. This is a mess. This is a hot mess. Auntie Robin, your thoughts and opinions? The bills ain't being paid.
Bills ain't being paid, and she frauding like her name is Jada Pinkett Smith. Ridiculous, disgusting, horrible. Staying on the church as an institution. Kick her out, keep it moving, keep going, and say bye-bye because she is horrible, disgusting, terrible, bad.
And let me ask you this, Auntie Robin. I know I believe that we are in the single boat together. If we were in a relationship or in a marriage and your partner is not paying the bills and you find out last minute, what's going down?
Let me start by saying, put me on blast. Tell people I don't have a man. You know why, Roy Air? Because send them my way. Come on.
Okay, I know that's right.
Yes. Pero the truth is this. I am someone who always handles my business, and I don't have a reliance on anybody else ever to do for me what I need to do for myself. But if I'm in a situation where I have an expectation that you handle business, if you don't handle business, okay, earlier I talked about kicking rocks. Now I'm going to talk about kicking you out. You got to go. You got to be gone because I don't live like that. And as Mama Nita would have said, homie, don't play that. And by the way, catch me, check me out on the Instagram and the Twitter. My DMs are open.
Instagram and Twitter. Auntie Robin put those names down in the chat so I can pull them up on the screen so the people.
Yes, Robin, do.
Yes, listen, we hooks up the people around here too. Okay, there's never.
What's the hook? I'll take it. Hey,
God want us to be with somebody. We ain't meant to be alone in this thing, y'all. So hit Auntie Robin up. Juice Radio and Talk Show says that she interviewed LaShondra, but she interviewed her before all of this happened. So, Juice, if you can put the link to that interview in my chat so that I can send the people over there so that I can watch that and so that we can watch it as well. And maybe that'll give us some insight on how we ended up here today. Just maybe. Hold on 1 second. And then Juice as well. Dustin shared with me that y'all will be doing on Thursdays at 6 p.m. 90 Day Fiance. So if you can put that link in the chat as well so that we can get the people to hit that notify me button so that they can be notified when y'all go live tomorrow, I would greatly appreciate it. And shout out to all the content creators. Please go follow Juice Radio and Talk Show. Subscribe to her channel as well as In My Opinions channel. I believe that's all the channels I have up here, but if I'm missing somebody, please let me know. Dustin, what was your thought? I'm sorry.
I just want to remind everybody to go find the video tomorrow, but you already done my job, so thank you for that, Roy. And,
I'm all about the support, Dustin. You know, I support us.
I'll be there tomorrow, Juice. So I can't wait to see you tomorrow. So I'll be there, and I can't wait.
We will be there. Leo Aries, honey, your man. They or your partner, whichever, you know, you thinking they paying your bills, you thinking that you coming home to a nice laid up house and you open the door and boom, before you even open the door, the notice is sitting on the door. The Wi-Fi ain't being paid. You can't search on the internet because your Wi-Fi ain't paid. What's going on here?
As of right now, I'm also single and loving it as of right now.
Amen.
But that's not been my experience. I've never had the experience in being with someone and the bills wasn't paid. But I can tell you this. Don't be someplace that you don't know what's going on. When he was paying the bills, he paid the money to me and I distributed the money to the bills. If you are in a marriage, have a joint account where you can see where the bills is going in and out. Even if you got your own separate money, he or she have their own separate money, but have a joint account. So as a grown person, you cannot put your whole responsibility of your lifestyle, your living arrangements, the roof up under your head, over your head, how the bills going to get paid, if the bills are being paid, into one person's hand, no matter what they telling you. I don't care if you moved into the mansion, right? Have access to the light bill accounts, to the phone bill accounts, have access to the accounts that you can even call to see if they being paid. Even if that man is a billionaire, a millionaire, you ain't got to worry about it. That's all well and good. Mm-hmm. Also have your own money. Don't be the type of person that you putting all your eggs in one basket. Be able to say, hey, look it. I'm in this house. I'm going to pay the cable bill. I'm going to pay the water bill. I'm going to pay the internet bill. I don't care how much money you have. There's something that I'm going to contribute. If I'm driving cars that he bought, I will have the title in my name and I will pay the insurance myself. So when it's time to book up out of here, you can't take that from me. At least I got a vehicle to get up out of here with and my coins in the bank. Okay. Each person have to be responsible for themselves and your children. You have 4 children, my love. 4 children. At least know enough about what's going on for the sake of you and your children. When you are in a marriage, even in a marriage, it is not to say you don't trust your partner. What you're saying is we are in partnership, right? We are in partnership. So that means that I need to know as well as you need to know. When I go buy these shoes that I'm going to buy, I got my own money and I ain't got to ask you for no money and you ain't got to question me about these shoes I done bought. But in the same instance, though, I need to know about the household funds and the household billings so I can be aware of what's going on. Be responsible for yourself and your children. A learning lesson. I ain't even know nothing about these people. I didn't know she was an influencer. It's been all over my internet. It's been all over my YouTube. It's been all over my Twitters. It's been all over my Instagrams. It's been all over everywhere about these people. It is a cautionary tale.
Yes.
It's nothing wrong with being in love. There's nothing wrong with being taken care of. That's a good thing from your partner, the person that you are in partnership with. That's a good thing. But be aware of
Don't be a fool in love. Tell him,
just
honey.
be aware, and also put and let it be known. When I work, I'm an influencer. I got my own account that goes to my account. You ain't even got to be shady about it. Just say it. I got coins going to my own account. But I may, if it's required, I will put in the coins into the joint account to make sure we are always covered. But I want to know what's going on. I need to know if the rent ain't being paid. Oh my God.
That's right, Leo.
And that's your responsibility for yourself and your children.
It's your responsibility. Michelle GM, who is doing the 90 Day Fiance Juice Radio and Talk Show, is doing that tomorrow. But Dustin and Aaron, two of our best supporters, we love Dustin and we love Aaron, they will be joining her. So y'all make sure y'all go over there at 6 p.m. tomorrow and catch that live 90 Day Fiance, 6 p.m. Juice Radio and Talk Show says that she has been in contact with LaShondra after all of this has happened. So out of respect for a guest, the Juice Radio and Talk Show, I am going to respect our guests and not comment on this topic further. That's one thing I love about my Juice honey. She be so respectful and courteous and kind of not just the guests, but people in general. And
very sober.
Yes. So thank you so much, Juice Radio. We truly appreciate that. Sebastian, you come home, you entrusting that your partner is paying the bills, you thinking everything is good, y'all, the children are taken care of. And let me also add this as well. Allegedly, according to some other documentations, LaShondra was a property manager, I want to say. She owned some property, and she owned some property, and she was taking the money from the property, the people that were renting. She was taking that money and for herself, allegedly, according to what is going around in the streets as well. So Sebastian,
okay. I'm sorry, y'all, but I'm still confused. Like, where did the money go? Does anybody have any, like, does she got fancy cars? Does she have, no one knows where all this money went?
Raeshonda has not, she doesn't have any detail on where this money has gone. She has nothing. And so that is a part of the investigation that's kind of going on, is trying to figure out what happened to all of the money that I was giving you, because according to
and Leo was going to the women that she was sleeping with at the apartment complex. Somebody else laid all the information out, like with addresses.
Oh, she had side chicks.
Ooh, what you say?
At the apartment complex that she was running for low-income families, she was going over there, creeping over there, sleeping with them, and the girl was telling apartment numbers.
Ooh. Spill the tea.
And it's hot too.
Ooh, yeah.
Sebastian, we
her name Beer on TikTok if you want to see it. It's amazing.
Sebastian, are you
always
here?
come through.
Yes, I'm very much here.
Okay.
In this case, I feel, wait, who was the one who had the money and was giving the money away again?
Raeshonda, so Ray.
Well, she's the dumbest of the bunch, in my opinion. Because you cannot be the breadwinner and not making sure that your bills are covered. Because trust me, I would never give my money away to someone I love for them to pay the bills. I will make sure the bills are paid myself. That's it.
Period. Point blank. Dustin, your thoughts and opinion. Dustin, your partner, they not paying the bills. You think you coming home to the Wi-Fi, to the air working, to the electricity on, everything shut off, Dustin. What's going on?
That don't fly with me. If
Me.
somebody don't pay, if I find out my bills are paid, you're going to be kicked out of my house.
Period. Point blank. You will be kicked
Because
out.
I don't if it was my property, and if I was a landlord to somebody and I was renting a house to somebody, when you sign that contract, you're agreeing that you pay all of them bills. So if I was a landlord, I'm not one, but if I was, I'm just saying, I would take them to court right then and there, because I'm not gonna have to worry about the electricity being shut off. I'm not gonna have to worry about the internet being shut off. I'm not gonna worry about not gonna worry about no air conditioning shut off. No, you gotta pay the bill, or you're gonna be kicked out.
Pay your bills or you got to go, period. Qing J says she acknowledged, talking about Ray. Ray acknowledged that she was a fool, but she was a fool that knew that she needed to leave when she found out so many women and men to stay. And it's horrible. That's horrible. I believe I'm up to Julius. Julius, your thoughts and opinions. You coming home and the bills ain't paid. You got to get out on the streets. Because the money that you gave to pay the rent that was past due was never even paid on top of that.
I wouldn't be homeless, but that dude would be homeless after a beatdown. Because here I am making sure we getting everything we need, and I just trust you with this one thing. You gonna poop on it? Nah, it's a wrap. Because listen, unlike most people, I know how to navigate within my means, and I'll be just fine. And there's plenty more fish in the sea. And it seems like this young lady already knows there's plenty more women or men. Excuse me, I want to be proper. Women or men in the sea for her. Then that way, when she does a whole lot of internal healing from this experience, she'll be just fine. And listen, that little wannabe past fraudulent needs to be held behind bars. Again, I said what I said, and I don't care.
He said what he said. In my opinion, I know you ain't tolerating no bills not being paid.
Oh no, I'm not. Okay, let me tell you something. First of all, there's a thing called maintenance, okay? And maintenance should be ran in your house no matter who's paying the bills, okay? You need to check in, and this is her fault. She said it in the live. She said it was my fault. I didn't get in on the group chat with the Remax people. Okay, so you know it's your fault. I'm glad you do. I would have left. Let me bag this thing up. I would have left in January when Reynolds Center came to pick up the dining room table that she claimed her mama said she gifted them, and they was coming back to repossess it. Okay, that was been enough for me right there. Okay, why are we lying about Reynolds Center furniture? Okay, like miss me with that. Okay, this lady is a scammer of all scammers. She said she believed this lady got with her for her money. I believe she got with her for her money too, because LaShonda didn't have nothing. Okay, and now LaShonda got a fan base, a following, and everything. She's been trying to preach the word to everybody that will listen. Let me tell you something. It is a true statement that only a few, and I do mean a few, is called. There's a lot of them that's out there saying it. Okay, but it's only a few of them that's called by the Lord. Know who you worshiping with. That's all I gotta say.
Mm. That's a really good point. That's a really good point because this, she says that she's a pastor. She's supposed to be leading and
And then
helping.
she scammed the pastor too.
Mm.
Let me tell you something. I don't know nobody who would steal from the Lord or under the umbrella of the Lord. Like I
I know
just
quite a few people that
like
will.
me, I can't.
Yeah. Hey Bia, thank you for stopping by. I appreciate it. This is a lot. This is a lot. Shut up. Ain't nobody talking to you. Sorry, y'all. This is a lot. Who am I up to? Miss Savannah. Savannah, the bills ain't paid. You got the eviction notice on the door, you know, and not only is the family, not only are just you and your wife or your spouse homeless, but the children are homeless too. You didn't involve the kids in this.
Oh no, we ain't doing that. We're not doing that. I'm in a modern Will and Jada relationship. I live by myself, although I have a steady partner, and I just to avoid situations like this, I make sure that I pay from the mortgage to the water, but everything. I there is no questions. Every day when I come in, that light switch is going to turn on. If I pay a bill, I need a receipt back. And if you go to the store, I want a receipt back. I need to see. So because there should be, especially someone like her being an influencer, there should be some type of financial spreadsheets. How much money you're bringing in? Because I knew I didn't know these people as well as the other panel members. I had no idea who they were, but I understand she was TikTok famous and bringing in some substantial money monthly. So you should have been on top of your finances. And my thing is, in because this is a story I had to go back and listen to several times because I was so confused. But it took so many incidents for her to realize that something wasn't right, and I'm just trying to figure out where her when does common sense kick in? Because she stated that she had issues in the past with her mother um, taking her money, and she was homeless before. That right there would have been more than enough for you to be on top of your finances. And then you met this woman, you had no idea who she really was. You didn't even know she was in jail for some time, or and the why she was in jail. So and then you had your children around her, and from them, from the Lashonda, um, taking money from her friends or best friends, and told her that one was a wedding gift. So that tells me that you didn't go back and thank your friend for the wedding gift, because I would her friend would have then let her know, oh no, that wasn't a gift, that was a loan. And all the dealings that she had at the apartment complex that she was managing, the scamming of not one church, two church, three church. I mean, it was a on and on saga from the brother to the mother. It just kept going. So I'm finding it hard to be sympathetic to her, because you should have been on top of this. I don't think we have all of the story on these two. I don't know how much worse it can get, but I think it will be. We still not done with these two.
We're definitely not done. There's still a lot more to be uncovered, and it is unfortunate that there has to be more to come, but there will definitely be more to come. Felicia, now I know you ain't playing this mess. Please
No.
share.
Mm. I often say, and I firmly believe, that children are to be loved and protected. You have 4 children.
Jews.
You have a relationship with the military, so we know you know discipline. We know you know what order is. You know what detail is. You know what it is to be structured and stable. She also had a child at 13. So I'm gathering there may be some abuse there, some mental trauma.
Mm.
However, you have 4 children. You don't put anybody else, including yourself, in my opinion, ahead of your children.
You better
Your
speak,
job
Felicia.
is to make sure that they have a place they call home that's safe and stable and secure. She failed her children. If she was alone and she wanted to marry someone or be with someone that may have had a kind of sketchy background, that was on her. But she didn't protect her children. Well, someone says, well, hey, she was with a pastor. The pastor was going around and reaching out to the flock and sharing scripture.
We don't care nothing about that.
But this I know, Satan knows scripture too.
Well,
and because he knows scripture, that don't mean that I believe you don't know Satan. And I'm going to watch how you move, see how you treat my children. And the first maybe person that came up to me and said, hey, you know, your partner was laying up in so-and-so's bed. I might have poo-pooed it and thought it to be bad rumor. But according to, in my opinion, everybody in the complex knows she was laying up in whatever bed was available. And I'm going to gather, so did her children. So be damned with her regret. Be damned with her naivety. Be damned with I was manipulated. Mom, get your act together. And what do I mean? Put your children first. Yeah, she left. Well, where was she going? There was an eviction notice on the door. It was time to go. And probably her partner is staying in the complex with another person. Oh, but her children are on the street. And who are you influencing? Who is following her? This is a shame and a disgrace. Shame on you, Mom. You knew better. I'm done.
Thank you so much, Felicia. Let me say this. This is all allegedly. We don't know anything for factual. So just for the safety of my channel, I'm going to say this is all allegedly. We don't know anything to be factual or true, okay? Juice Radio and Talk Show. Hi.
Hello.
Y'all go over here and subscribe to her channel. Make sure you hit the like button. I am really big on support and actually watching people's content. So make sure you're actually watching our content and helping us out because we putting in real work, and Juice is actually one of the other content creators that I truly, truly love, and she really puts in the work over on her channel. So make sure you go over there and subscribe, like, comment, and turn that notification bell on all so you see each and every time she posts a video with us.
And please be there for tomorrow for our support for our new show.
Yes, thank you, Dustin. Anything that you would like to share, just in general? I know you said you didn't want to speak specifically on Miss LaShondra, but if there's anything that you would just like to share in general, you're more than welcome to.
I am going to say this because I am a channel that I pride myself on being respectful to others, as well as protecting my brand and my channel. I am not going to comment on this particular story right now because I have a personal relationship with this individual, and she came on my channel, did a very great interview with our channel. So because of that, I have an obligation as a respectful person to respect her decision and not speak on this right now. Now, if something comes up in the future, I would share that information on panel, but not without the consent of the person that I interview. And that protects my people that I'm in contact with. And it also protects my dignity with others.
Period, point blank. That's why I rocks with Juice, honey, because she gonna always be on the side of right. And that's what I love. Denzel, you come home, your boo ain't paid the bills. You trying to figure out what's going on. You trying to log on to work. You know, you can't get on to work because the internet ain't been paid. What's going on, Denzel? What are you gonna do?
Well, good evening, Warrior, and everybody in Juice Radio. Good evening to y'all. I wouldn't be playing with that if I come home, if my lights are off, if my internet is off, if my electricity is off. They gotta have to pay me they're gonna have to get a job and pay me, and they will I will kick them out. They got to go. You can't be doing that. That's rude. That's rude and disrespectful. So that's it, Roya, for that.
Thank you so much. Well, I'm gonna say this. I'm going to be praying for both of them. I'm going to be praying for their family. This is a very messed up situation. Personally, I wouldn't be able to tolerate this. We will be knucking and bucking and ready to fight because, first of all, there should be no reason that an eviction notice is sitting on my door when I know that there is a constant check coming in and out of this household on a regular basis. But we hope that things. Raeshonda said that she is over. It's done. She has filed for divorce. She don't want nothing to do with it, and she would like, allegedly charges to be pressed if possible. So, I will continue to follow this story and we'll see where this leads us to. Okay. Well, y'all, we're gonna move on to our last topic. And I know we get real sensitive about our girl, okay? So I'm gonna ask that everybody fasten their seatbelts because I foresee turbulence in our near future in just a moment. As I said, when the mask drop down, please put your mask on first before you try to help anybody else, okay? Our girl, Nene Leakes, she has opened up her YouTube channel, and she's sharing on the YouTube her life, her reality. She's working on weight loss. She's working on, trying to find a relationship. She's giving us pillow talk from the Real Housewives of Atlanta. We're just doing it up over here on the YouTube streets. And I'm glad to see that Nene is putting her time to good use on the YouTube instead of whining and complaining about Bravo. So shout out to Nene. If you're not a subscriber over there, y'all go over to Nene Leakes' YouTube channel, hit that subscribe button, hit the like button. She's doing some nice work over there, okay? So Nene Leakes emotionally discusses thoughts of remarrying someone to have a partner for life. Now, me personally, I'm never that desperate just to marry someone just to have a partner. I'm never so desperate just to have somebody to put down on an emergency contact. And Nene said that, she was really considering this. She was really thinking about this. So I'm going to play this clip and we're going to see what our girl Nene was talking about, okay?
Emergency contact, or who is it that I will want somebody to call in case something happens? And in any other case, I would have them to reach out to my husband. And so I had to start thinking about who my emergency contact would be. And my emergency contact, I put my son down as my emergency contact. In the past, I listed my husband as my emergency contact. So I started thinking and saying, maybe I should just marry who is my emergency contact, whether I'm 100% happy with the person or not. Mm-hmm. Maybe I should marry just so that I have a partner, a partner for life, right? Mm-hmm. And I was thinking about having a partner for life. Even though I know the person isn't right for me, I'm just thinking having a partner for life, at least there's someone, maybe we would have an agreement that this person would be there for me and I would be there for them during hard times or medical times or something like that. And so she and I was throwing this conversation back and forth. And were throwing this conversation back and forth. And I feel like the reason why I want to talk about it, because I feel like there's many women who would feel like, I know this guy is not the right guy, but maybe we are cool enough or friendly enough or we like each other enough where maybe we should get married and we're just partners for life. But being partners for life, kind of means that, he will see whoever he wants to see. I will see whoever I want to see. And we will be there for each other during hard times.
Mm-mm.
And
Mm-mm.
but doing that, you have to know that that person will probably be talking to other people and loving other people, and they're just with you, through the hard times. And I was saying to my girlfriend that I considered it, but I know that it's not who I am as a person. Like, I really would want to be with somebody that really loves me and really, really wanted to be there for me. Like, how horrible would that be? Like being sick or even on your deathbed, and you have a person that's there that's just there. So I was telling her on my emergency contact, I put my best friend's name down. And
so, Nene says she put her best friend down as her emergency contact, as well as her son is down as well for her emergency contact. So, just over 2 years following Greg's passing, Nene Leakes is acknowledging how she considered remarrying solely for the sake of having a life partner. The Real Housewives of Atlanta alum shared her commentary during her recent YouTube video. The clip featured Nene engaging in some pillow talk with viewers. This upload followed another video centering on the subject of dating after 50. And Nene expanded on the matter by sharing an emotional reflection that was seemingly triggering by her having to list an emergency contact. Nene Leakes added, in any other case, I would have had them reach out to my husband. So I had to start thinking of who my emergency contact would be. While she listed one of her sons as her emergency contact, the overall experience made her question whether she should just marry someone for the sake of having a partner in her life. She noted that while she understands the person may not be right for her, she's wondering if tying the knot to have someone be there during hard times would make it worth her while. As Nene Leakes continue her emotional pillow talk conversation, she says she believes many women out there may be in similar situations and considering just marrying for a life partner. However, she was sure to note that such agreement requires a mutual understanding between the two parties. On the account of these factors, Nene ultimately said she decided against pursuing such an arrangement. Nonetheless, the conversation, coupled with a recent dating in your 50s, this is bad video, suggested that Leakes may still be coming to terms with the navigation of her new situation. Nene. My Nene Leakes. The fact that you thought that it would just be okay to marry somebody, and this is the article I was reading. Sorry, I thought I had it up. This is from the Shade Room. So I read all that right there. The fact that you thought that it was just okay just to marry a random person just so that you could have someone on your emergency contact list is just mind-blowing to me. You're the Nene Leakes. You couldn't think of nobody outside of Greg. What about when Greg was sick? They weren't able to call Greg as your emergency contact. So who other than your son did you have down as your emergency contact? It's giving dramatics. It's giving, I got to put something out here on these social media streets. So this is what I'm going to share. I was awaiting for the tears to drip down and fall. I was awaiting for a tissue. I never seen it. I am just behooved that Nene in her 50s thought that it was okay for, or even just had the thoughts, because like she said, she didn't go through with this, but you had the thought to think that it was okay to possibly marry someone that you weren't into, and that y'all were going to have separate, situations, but have a mutual understanding that, if something happens, y'all were going to come through. Now, what if this individual is with their partner and they got an emergency situation going on? You expect them to leave the person that they're actually with and in love to come and deal with you? JL, this made me cringe too. It's very cringy watching this. Very. But we're going to get into this. Our Nene Leakes, Felicia, I don't know where you are on the age spectrum, but let's just say maybe you're over 50 and you're tired of being by yourself and you need somebody to put on your emergency contact list. Are you going to just pick a random person that y'all have a mutual understanding to be on your emergency contact list?
Well, Roy, yeah, the bad news is that I'm first, but I'm going to be clear. Menopause is a bitch. And clearly that's what she's going through.
Well,
you better speak on it.
All right. So she's got delayed grieving in real time. And she's got some crazy hormonal stuff going on. And she's taking shots to the belly. And she doesn't know who and where she's supposed to be. So yes, she's prepared to go down to the men's shelter and find somebody.
Oh my God.
To be the emergency contact.
Oh my God.
Oh my God.
Not the men's shelter.
Yes,
Oh my
she's
Lord.
going to the men's shelter.
Oh Lord.
Yes, she is.
I'm dead.
The shade.
I mean,
nosedive.
How many thousands and thousands of women look to her for leadership and enlightenment and wisdom and persona, and you get up here and you crying about an emergency contact. Oh no, I believe it was all about the views, and clearly she got them. I'm done.
It was all about the views, and clearly she got them. Savannah, are you gonna pick a random stranger off the street to sign a contract and have a mutual? Sorry.
Out the shelter, out the men's shelter.
Oh, out the men's shelter to have a mutual contract with, so that they can show up for you in your time of emergency.
Well, let me take my oxygen mask off first because, no, absolutely not. First, I want to commend Nene for finally listening to feedback from the audience and telling her to get her own thing. Nene does have a following. I'm not a Nene fan, but Nene does have a following, and she is reality TV gold. So for her to have a YouTube channel and whatever she's calling it, whether Life of Nene or Pillow Talk or whatever, I see her excelling, and I see her platform growing. I think she is finally settling in a grief period. I don't think she properly mourned Greg when he passed, and I believe it's starting to fall on her with the end of her relationship, her son going to jail for an extended period of time, and battling his addictions. The younger son also with some health issues, and then Nene, trying to get back on some platform where she's not welcomed by executives because she's burned those bridges. So while I have no immediate sympathy for Nene, I do respect what she's finally trying to do and get out there and do her own thing. But she can do a lot of, go on go try the sign up for these online datings and have that as part of your show, and I think she would definitely be better than Roa, if she really has the right support, the right people behind her platform can grow and actually catapult Nene to the status she was before.
I totally agree with you, Savannah. And that's one of the things that I was expressing when we had this conversation over on Diva's channel about bringing something of substance. This is substance that I was talking about. Nene's talking about her weight loss journey. She's talking about dating over 50. She's talking about, trying to find that companionship, for her emergency contact. This is the substance that I was talking about that Nene needed to bring, in my opinion, in order to make this YouTube thing a success. Because it was only but for so long that she was just going to get on the camera and smile and say her little shady stuff, and people were going to continue to watch. That's only going to last but so long. So I appreciate that she is bringing valuable conversation, and something of substance to talk about, in my opinion. And I love that she is bringing pillow talk from Real Housewives of Atlanta, which was a really big thing, when that whole scene happened. Southern Belle said it kind of like when men who who marry for a nurse when they find out they have terminal illnesses. I'm being shady when I say this, but Juice, this kind of reminded me of, and Lord forgive me, Bishop Noel Jones when he married Loretta, and he made the comment that he married her because he wanted somebody to take care of him in his old age. And I was just like, wow, like, whoa.
The difference in that story is she had chased him and had been with him for 30 something plus years. So that's the one difference in that. But had he not had that possible thought in his head, I don't want to die alone, he probably would have never married her. That's allegedly. That's my thought.
Mine's as well. Leo Aries, I'm gonna come back to you, Juice. Leo, your thoughts and opinions.
Wow. And me and you both agreed in this on Diva's channel when we was on the train royale that we wanted to see something that reflected her real life. Me and you both agreed on this. And I had also said how she was dealing with the death of Greg.
Yes.
Because that had been her lifetime partner.
Yes.
And when she lost him, I wanted to hear what expressed to us that would have been more interesting, I will say, on her channel to hear that. And did she express it? Yes, she did. She did it in a way I would have never even thought of about an emergency contact.
Mm-hmm.
And you know what, though? I am not going to drag Nene as hard as I want to drag her for being on these YouTube streets crying about she ain't got no man, because that's really what it's coming down to. She ain't got no man. She done had a man all these years, right? All these, and a good man. She had Greg Leakes. Greg Leakes was a good man.
Good man.
A good man.
So still a good man.
And so she is suffering from, Felicia say, menopause and emotional stress. And then she dealt with a fool. Allegedly, I don't know that man, but she dealt with someone who was not of the caliber of Greg. So that also took her back in her healing from losing her husband. And now she need an outlet. And I'm glad she is expressing that. But what I want to see her do is not hook up with a dating service, hook up with a therapist and let us watch her go through that journey, because she needs to reconnect to who the 50-some-year-old Nene is in this life without her husband that she had relied upon, that had her back all these years, her children being grown, and her child, her oldest child, going through addiction. She needs help within that.
Yeah.
And I want to see her gather herself together in the reality of that. And I hope she do have friends, but I'm glad to see her doing something for herself to build herself that belongs to her and her YouTube page. I'm glad to see her expressing herself, but I'm very kind of weary on how far we doing this for click and views. So, there's a little bit of that that's in what's going on with me as well, because it should not be about trying to find a life partner. It should be figuring out who Nene Leakes is at this time, right now in the present, to be able to partner after everything she's been through. So, process that. Because being 50 and dating, I'm not no dating guru or nothing like that. I'm the one that chose not to be married. I made that choice. I've been asked to be married several times. So that's not something that I myself was comfortable with doing. But what I do understand about being in partnership with someone, you have to show up as a whole person. You have to show up as a whole, not a needy person, not a broken person, but maybe a healed person and a person who has processed losses and things you've already gone through. And I don't think that's a healthy thing for her psyche as of yet. I would like to see her do some journeys, being closer to loving the great Nene, the OG of the Real Housewives enterprise that she is. And I want to see her journey into a deeper reflection of herself.
I agree with you, Aries. Appreciate you so much. I also think that I'm hoping that this YouTube is a therapeutic thing for her to be able to really open up and be vulnerable. And I hope that she's not reading the comments, because it's hard to do that when you're reading the comments. But I hope that she is doing this as a video journal, if you may.
I see that though, Royer.
Yeah,
I see that.
yeah. And that's what I'm hoping. I'm hoping that she's just not doing this to collect a check, because she's collecting a check now. She's getting a view.
She is. And
So
it's monetized. You notice that, Royer? It's monetized.
Oh, yeah, she monetized. That's why I said she collecting a check. But I hope that this is therapeutic for her as well, so that she can rewatch these and see, okay, I need to heal this. I need to deal with this. I need to touch on this, so that Nene can really love herself first, and then find someone who truly loves and cares for her, and who is willing to take care of them mutually. It goes both ways.
But that should not be her first goal, though.
Right.
And there's nothing wrong with creating a spiritual relationship. She needs to figure out some things that need to work for her to get past the loss of a person that was in her life since she was a very young woman. And that takes no man ain't gonna be able to come in and do that for her. It's a lot of stuff that's gonna have to work through. And I hope, Royer, I'm with you on this one again as well, that this YouTube thing may be like a diary for her to see herself and be able to move forward.
Yes. I agree. I agree 100%. And I hope to see a turnaround for Nene. I think one thing that also is really big for me about Nene is that she expresses in several interviews and in several videos, she's never been single. She's always been in a relationship. How can you learn who you are, how to love you properly, if you're constantly with someone giving to someone else?
Mm-hmm.
You can't. So, Juice, please, your commentary on Nene and, this loss and, wanting to get with somebody just to have, companionship one, but also have somebody to put on your emergency contact.
Well, I want to say this. When I saw this video, you just heard, I've been so busy, I haven't even seen this, but this is the first time I'm seeing this. So what I really saw out of that is Nene is really lonely.
Mm-hmm.
She's lonely, and that her seeing this video, it's not just about the emergency contact. And maybe she had an epiphany, like she said that, hey, I need to put somebody on my emergency contact list. But for her to say that she had to think of who she could put on there really lets me know that she's really lonely. You could be a person that's a celebrity like her and still have no one real in your life. And I think that's what Nene is dealing with. She does not have a real person in her life that's for her. Everybody around her, because if you think, okay, I don't have Greg. Okay, I can probably put my sons, but they're going through stuff. Who's next? Where's your manager? Where's your business partner? Where's your financial advisor? Where's your lawyer? Where are your friends? Where are your cousins? Where are your aunts, your uncles, your neighbor? Where are all those people? If you have to sit on camera and cry and say, I don't know who I can put for my emergency contact, so I'm now going to think of just marrying someone just so I can have an emergency contact, that lets me know you are extremely lonely. You have no real people in your life. And so I'm glad that and I'm praying, like, the young lady prior to me was saying, I'm hoping this is not just a stunt that she's doing. But if it is, it's not something that's going to go without notice, because there's a lot of people in this world today that are dealing exactly with what she's dealing with. They don't have the people in their life. So it is a great video still to have. I'm just not sure of the clarity if Nene really is dealing with that loneliness per se. But let's go back again to the part where she said, of course, Greg is not there and everybody loved Greg. But we have to think about this also. If Nene is so quick to say she just wants to marry somebody just so she can have an emergency contact, that lets me know that Nene is still thinking only about Nene. Because what about the other person's feeling when you marry them and they find out you just married me just so you can have an emergency contact? There's no real love in that. So that's not fair to that individual. So then it makes me think, okay, are you marrying people for convenience for Nene? And then it makes me go back to think, did you marry Greg for convenience for Nene? So it takes my mind those different places. So Nene has to understand. Nene has to understand and know. Nene has to be able to stand, like you said, Royer, she's got to be able to stand on her own. And I think people who've never really been on their own, never relied on their own selves, have a problem when they find out that they have to stand alone. Their instability will not allow them. So they think that they have to take advantage of somebody else, and they don't see it as taking advantage. She may look at this as, I just want a mate so I can do this. But guess what?
It's codependency.
It's codependency. And guess what? If you just go out there and get anybody to be this person that you marry, you could be setting yourself up for a very dangerous place, because you just get anybody. Guess what? If they're your emergency contact, if they do something to you, then who knows what happened to you if they're your only emergency contact. You have to be very careful about things that you put in place. So just to say I'm going to have somebody just because, I'm going to marry somebody just because I want somebody to be emergency contact. Nene, you have a lawyer. Your lawyer can be your emergency contact. Your lawyer can get in contact with everybody. You need somebody that's reputable. You need somebody that's reliable. I don't even think, thank you, Holy Spirit, I don't even think Nene has the full depth of what an emergency contact is. It is not just so that you can say, hey, I'm not feeling well, call so-and-so. It has to be somebody that you can trust, someone that has your best interest in hand, someone that's going to put you first in that emergency situation, and someone that has contact to all your contacts that need to be contacted in the event that you get yourself in a situation where you're not able to take care of yourself. So she's not fully thinking what an emergency contact is. What she really is saying subliminally in that video is, I need a friend. I need a friend. I need somebody that I can call
and I need a friend.
I'm not feeling well. I need a friend. I need somebody that I can have over here.
Okay, Juice, but I love what you're saying, but whose fault is it that Nene don't have a friend?
But here's the thing is, Nene has people she know, but she doesn't have a real friend. And why doesn't she have a real friend? If you go back and watch The Real Housewives of Atlanta, she puts all those real friends away for fake people. Because Nene wasn't getting friendships, she was getting relationships with people that had money. So oftentimes your truest and truest of friends are not going to be in maybe that financial bracket. And so I think Nene pushed those people away that were close to her and that would really be there for her, because she felt as though they weren't the best of the best. But that's her fault. If that answers your question, that's what I feel. It's her fault. And now she's sitting in a place of loneliness, sadness, depression, because the people that she need around her are not that, or basically she's saying she can't trust anybody that's around her. But as far as this video, I think it's great for women, men who are in a situation right now. They're lonely, they're by themselves, they may be living far away from other relatives. I think it's a great pointer. Who is your emergency contact? Who are the people that are checking on you on a daily basis? What will happen if you need somebody? Who are those people? So I think it's a great topic to have as far as making sure that we all have an emergency contact that we can contact. Thank you.
No, thank you. An emergency contact is someone that we can trust. Because as you said, Juice, it's got to be somebody we can trust. That's just like, I can, and I would never do this, but Juice could make me her emergency contact, and I can come up there and say, well, pull the plug. She's good.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So, Nene, you got to think about that kind of stuff. These are life and death situations.
Right.
And if they ain't really liking you like that, what's the need to keep you around? Especially if they're going to benefit off of it. Because we're in a marriage. Life insurance, whatever's currently left in the bank account, the house, the cars.
Right. How far do you want that emergency contact to go? How
part.
far? How deep? If she just wants somebody to call and say, hey, I'm not feeling well, then that's not an emergency contact. That's a good friend.
Okay. A good friend or a good enemy. Shoot. Nana, Nina, your thoughts and opinions on this topic?
I've always loved Nene, even during her foolishness, but this is not the way to go. First, I'm glad she has a platform, but she needs, to grieve. She really haven't grieved, because I think after Greg's death, that was devastating, and then losing her businesses and her son getting in trouble and everything. So she just felt like she was lonely. I think she needs to get into a grief counseling group. And just saying that you need somebody for emergency contact is not the way to go. That's just being desperate. And as you have said earlier, Royer, they could treat her any kind of way just to be emergency contact, take all your money and everything else. So you want to find somebody who's going to share the same interests as you are, and who's going to love you the way that you should be and treat you as the queen that you should be treated as. So I really kind of feel sorry for her, because I know she's lonely. She's been hurt a lot. Like I said, she's still grieving, and she just need to. She's gonna get it together, but she just need a support group to be around, and I think she'll be all right, because I think this platform is gonna grow, because if she just continue to trust in God and believe and continue to do what's right, she'll be back on top, no matter who has treated her dirty. And so what was her catchphrase? You can't win when you're playing dirty.
Can't win when you play dirty.
She'll pull herself back up and be back on the top. And maybe this will teach her a lesson, because when she did get up on the top, she kind of got a little snooty, and she got the big head. So maybe this will let her know that, hey, just like you climb that ladder of success, you can fall back down to the bottom. So be careful how you treat people going up. So that's all I gotta say. I just pray for her getting a a support group and grief counseling and with everything that she's going through because she's been through a lot.
Mhm.
She's been through a lot. It's kind of, giving me Tamar Braxton vibes. Tamar
Right.
in the blogs the other day talking about she didn't have nowhere to live. She can't trust nobody. She don't know what to do. And those things concern me. Those are real, like, red
Right.
alarm, like, hello, like,
Like
we need to
going
do
into
check-in.
depression, about to go
Yes,
into
we need to do a
depression or
check-in.
something.
We got to do a
A
check.
massive depression. So
Mhm.
I hope that doesn't happen, and I hope that she can find somebody who's a true friend to her, and just stick with that person.
Mhm.
Mm-mm. Thank you so much, Nana Nita. Auntie
You're
Robin.
welcome.
Yes, sweetie. So I want to approach this as Nene Leakes not being someone who's been in the public eye, but as someone who lives in the real world as we do. Tonight is I'm going to do some confessions here.
Mm.
So a I don't have a lot of compassion or empathy for Nene's expression. And that's because I have developed a shell that is a hard-hearted Hannah. That chick got people. She got family. They may not be worth a gosh darn, but I sit here and I'm speaking to everybody on this live to say that I'm living solo dolo. I do not have a husband. I don't have children. And on December 22nd of 2019, the very last member of my family perished. So I am my own entity.
Mhm.
So I do have a couple of emergency contacts.
Mhm.
One I'm pissed off because she had the nerve to move to freaking Florida. But the bottom line is, Nene for me is so wrapped up in an expectation of her character turned caricature that she is blind to her real life experience. So I say that to say I don't have anything for her. I say that emergency contacts, by the way, there, if you are in the New York tri-state area, if you want to be one of my emergency contacts, please let me know. My DMs are open for that as well as a hookup for all good men. But the truth is that I think that what has happened to people like her is that when they get some measure of celebrity,
Right.
they have a different and skewed sense of self and existence. And they live in a space that is not reality based, even though they want you to believe that they are living in reality and what and how they present themselves. So my hope for her and everybody, including myself, is that we are able to, on a daily basis, when we go out and we walk, that our feet touch the ground,
Right. Right.
that we do not walk on air, that we understand, respect, and really are conscious of what our true existence is and how we are really do come about and live in this world.
Mhm.
Thank you so much,
You said
Auntie
that,
Robin.
Robin.
The point made. Yes, she definitely said that. Dustin, your thoughts and opinions?
My thoughts or opinions on this. I wouldn't let anybody. I mean, I would let somebody be on my emergency contact, but it has to be somebody I would know and trust very deep. I wouldn't just let anybody in the whole world be on my emergency contact because I don't know him, I don't trust him. So why would you allow somebody like Nene? I mean, Nene has a right to do what she wants to do. But why would she allow just anybody to be on her emergency contact? No, thank you.
Period. Point blank. No, thank you. Emmanuel. Nene is just she wants to put, some random person. Maybe Emmanuel, you can be her emergency contact. Ain't this your girl?
Well, yes, and I gotta say, I disagree with everyone. So, my heart broke for Nene in that video, and I don't think it was for clicks. I don't think it was fake. I think she was showing a very real, authentic, vulnerable side of herself, and I don't think it's really about the emergency contact, but I think it must be little things like that which put in perspective for her that she's lonely. And I mean, how can she not feel that way? She had this man by her side for decades, and for him to be gone, it's like a part of her heart that's been ripped from her. So I feel so bad for her. She's still grieving, so I hope she heals and that she can find someone because I mean everybody wants to be with somebody, right? So God bless her, her YouTube channel, and yeah, I wish her the best.
Thank you so much, Emmanuel. Denzel, you just letting somebody randomly sign up to be your emergency contact?
Absolutely not. No. If I gonna have somebody as my emergency contact, I'm gonna make sure I really know them. You know, I'm gonna make sure if I can trust them, but I'm not gonna ask any stranger to be my emergency contact. I'm not doing that. Um, I like Nene. I do like Nene, but I'm just gonna keep it real. She has gotten, I don't know about now, but when she was like getting fame, like real famous, her head got big and she forgot where she came from. And then, the people that was her friends, she pushed them away. She pushed them away allegedly, and that's not good. And so I'm glad that she's back on her YouTube channel, and I hope that her YouTube channel grows even more. But she should not, because I know I do feel bad for her because I know she you hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay, the string y'all shifted a little bit, but I know that she misses her husband Greg because he was a good husband to her, and so I understand that she miss him, and I understand that she's still grieving, and she needs to go to a grieving counselor or go to a counselor and get some help, to see, to get some help about that. And she really needs to talk to a therapist. And what else? She should not just marry somebody that for for emergency contact. She shouldn't do that because God forbid if she did that, that person might do something to her or might take stuff away from her. She needs to be careful with that because you got to be careful what you wish for. But I wish her the best and God bless her. That's it, Warrior.
Thank you so much, Denzel. God
You're
bless her.
welcome.
Southern Belle said, I will go ahead and clock out, pay for my casket or cremation before I let Bob the Builder as my emergency contact. I know that's right. We just can't be putting random people on here. But y'all, tonight has been an awesome night. We talked about Jada and their whole situation with the marriage. We've discussed Raeshonda and LaShonda and their divorce. And Nene Leakes, honey, we are putting you on the prayer list as well because we want you to get out of this lonely spirit. We want you to know that you are enough. Honey, you can do bad all by yourself. You don't need nobody else. You have your son Brent to be there for you. I know, you had your one best friend on there who used to always bring on the cast. I believe you're still friends. So I know that there are people who are out here who love you, you, who care for you, and who are willing to be your emergency contact under the right circumstances and situations. So I want to thank each and every one of you for joining me tonight. Those of you who got on this plane, we are landing. The wheels are coming down. You can put your mask back up in the ceiling. You can unbuckle your seatbelts. The flight attendants will let you off one by one. First class will go first, and then the rest of the individuals will leave as follows. I want to thank you for those of you who are going to watch the replay. Thank you so much for your love and support. I truly appreciate it. For those of you who came through tonight, I truly appreciate it. Juice Radio and Talk Show. Please let the people know of anything that you got coming up. I know tomorrow night we have a 90 Day Fiance with Aaron and Dustin. Anything else you got coming up on your channel that you would like to announce and let the people know so that they can come through?
Well, we've got a lot of stuff coming up. I'm doing a lot of collaborations now with people. I'm doing collaborations with fellow YouTubers, and we're out here promoting different things that are bringing enlightenment to the channels and to social media. We've got Girls Chat that I'm doing once a month with Naughty Love Movement. She's a beautiful, beautiful YouTuber, as well as Kim Delivers, awesome lady. We're talking about ladies uplifting each other, getting women out of this mean mentality to one another. We do that once a month. We also have a great new program we're starting with this great bishop that he is just amazing. And it's called Real Talk Live with Bishop Theophilus Kimbrough. And he's just an amazing guy. He's not like the regular pastors. He's out here in the streets with these young men, and he wants to get the young men back on course. And also we have this fabulous health series that we have just started with the beautiful Diva. Listen, the Chronicles of Gray Hair Diva. She's joining us once a month. We're going to get back to talking about health and wellness on the channel here. So we're just doing a bunch of collaborations, as well as our regular programs that we run, reality series and Bible study and church news and all that. So we've got a lot of stuff coming to the channel. So I'm really busy, but we're putting that positivity out there. And I love the collaborations. And also with you, Rayer. I love it, love it, love it. Thank you so very much for inviting me and giving me those personal notifications. I do appreciate them. I do.
I appreciate you. Listen, I know I don't be in the algorithm, so I got to let the people know I'm going live, and y'all know I don't go live like that anyway.
Yeah, YouTube ain't doing you right. They ain't doing you fair. They need to do better.
With the child, listen, the Lord gonna work it out. He gonna make a way, okay, like he been doing. But y'all remember to go over there, hit that subscribe button on the Juice Radio and Talk Show. Hit the notification bell on all so that you are notified each and every time she goes live. As well, follow In My Opinions channel. If you are not a member of the Gray family, Chronicles of the Gray Hair Diva, she's not with us tonight, but go over there and check out her channel as well. Some great content. She is up every night at 8 p.m. Juice is normally up around 7 as well, most nights as well. So make sure you're checking out those channels, okay? Well, I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. We have officially landed. Flight attendants are releasing us. Remember to hit the like button, share this video. If you're not a subscriber over here in Royer's World, make sure you check out my channel. If you like what we got going on over here, hit that subscribe button and the notification bell on all. That way you see each and every time I post a video with you in mind. Now, I won't be here tomorrow night because I am going to a concert. Kurt Franklin, the Clark Sisters, Pamela Mann, David Mann.
Oh my!
Have fun, Warrior. Have fun.
Yeah, that's the tour.
Get footage. Get footage, Rayer.
I got you. I got you.
I saw some footage on one of my subscribers. I saw some footage. They went out there. It was so good. It was.
I love the Clark Sisters. Y'all don't make me have no heart attack.
Oh yeah.
I am on the floor, y'all. I am seat 1. I am right next to the stage. So
Get me video. Get me video, Royer.
Okay, I am super excited. But y'all hit the like button on this video. Share. Thank you so much to the panel that came up tonight. The flight attendant has released you all first. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. And I will catch y'all next time in Royer's World.
See you tomorrow, Juice.
Bye.
Bye.
Concert.
Bye, everybody.
Good night.